Salt Lake City, the capital of Utah, as you might imagine, had most of the cases of influenza. As you also might imagine, most of the documentation and reports came out of the capital city, which had the largest population. As soldiers from World War I arrived off of the Union Pacific Railroad station, many of them headed straight to Fort Douglas. It was here where the flu epidemic first arose. Eventually, over 2,343 people within Utah would die from the flu epidemic. This was the second largest populace of flu epidemic deaths within the United States. Here is the Grover LDS Hospital, which housed many of the people who got sick from the flu epidemic. Also worth mentioning, within the middle of the flu epidemic, the prophet of the Mormon Church, Joseph F. Smith, died. Here is a brief notice from the LDS. President Joseph F. Smith said, "If there is anything on earth I have tried to do as much as anything else, it is to keep my word, my promises, my integrity, to do what it was my duty to do." This was the last formal council. 9 days later, on the 19th of November, 1918, President Joseph F. Smith died. The influenza epidemic in 1918 prohibited a formal public funeral service. In tribute to this great leader, all public assemblies, entertainments, and official meetings were suspended. Theaters and many local businesses were closed. Thousands of citizens of Salt Lake City, church members and non-members, thronged the streets to honor Joseph F. Smith as the funeral cortege made its way up South Temple to the Salt Lake City Cemetery. As the procession passed the Catholic Cathedral of the Madeleine, the bells in the cathedral tower tolled in tribute to this venerable leader who had influenced so many. Ironically, not one single person, except for the person who dug the grave, was allowed at the funeral. Towards the spring of 1919, the flu epidemic began to subside. But as noted before, the flu epidemic definitely had a horrible impact on Salt Lake City and the people of Utah. Thank you. In order to return to the introductory video, please click on the picture of Fort Douglas and the tents. Thank you.